about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good morning, model citizens. Here we are again, coming to you from the Amherst Railroad Hobby Show happening in Springfield, Massachusetts. Today we're starting out in the Stroh building. I did do a quick walkthrough here on Friday, but I thought we'd take another look around, maybe get a little bit more in depth. Behind me is Bill Brown's Lark Products. They do backgrounds. If you want to see a little bit more, hear a little bit more about Bill and how I know Bill, you can check that out. We had a little conversation on Friday night. This is the kind of pre-event before the YouTubers meet and greet. We're going to get together at Bernard's booth in section 19 at what time? 12 o'clock. So if anybody's here watching that is at the show, please come by. I am going to basically stream right up until YouTubers meet and greet, hopefully say hello to a couple people on the stream, and then move on to what's next. So as I said, we're in the Stroh building. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, the smallest of the buildings. There's a big sign behind me back here that says Clydesdales, which is a favorite of most people, and it's kind of how everyone recognizes this building. They say, oh, is that the one with the Clydesdale sign? And I'm always amused because the sign matches the color of Lionel. Dave, I could also just stream the meet and greet, but you know, I'm an overachiever, so why not just get on with this and you know, see what other fun we can come up with. So I'm going to switch the camera around and what we can see here. Oh, and it didn't switch around. Let's see what we got. Looks like the signal's doing decent in here today. I definitely had problems yesterday with the signal, but we're doing much better today. We'll start over here. RR-Ckts is behind me right now, and I'm gonna try and catch Dick if I can to get a little bit of information from him on RR-Ckts. But before we get there, I just think this is probably one of the more incredible layouts here at the show. Speaking about Bill Brown, I just realized this is his module we're looking at right here.
It's me.
Remember me from Friday?
We talked on Friday, yep.
You want to tell us about your module?
Well, this whole side here, I've built one by one over the last maybe 15 years. This one is modeled after the city of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, near where I grew up. It's not exact, but I remember the one part of the city being on a hill with trains coming down some of the streets, and I'm really into street running, as you can see by the two modules down here too, where the main line goes right down the center street. So this the section on top here, I actually back in, I think it was like 2006, 5, something like that, I entered it for the first time at an NMRA Northeastern Region Convention in the model contest, and this one won Best of Show with
I can see why.
The Baldwin Trophy, which is for the Best of Show. But what was interesting about it is a gentleman was at that convention from Model Railroader magazine. He was the editor at the time, and since then he's left the company, but we became good friends. And he said, I'd really like to get that into the magazine.
Nice.
So he put me in touch with a photographer by the name of Lou Sassy, who is, you know, a longtime contributing editor to Model Railroader. Lou came to my house, and he ended up photographing this as well as my whole basement layout, and it appeared 3 different times in Model Railroader. So that's kind of a cool thing.
So is this your basement layout, or
No.
do you have this in addition
This is in
to
addition
another
to my
layout?
basement
Wow.
layout. My basement's about a 2,000 square foot layout of this detail.
Oh, check. I got to zoom in. I just noticed there are some guys hanging off the edge of the highway painting the bridge back there.
You betcha.
There are a lot of details on here.
The other thing about this I think is really cool is the building that's being torn down. And if you look right in, you can see the foundation, still half the foundation up, and
Oh,
the
fantastic.
walls collapsed, and so they're demoing that area.
How many, I'm going to say years, do you think you put into this one module?
This one module, you know, the guys tease me because I'm kind of a fast modeler, but this one probably was 6 or so, you know, during a long, cold Syracuse winter.
So would you say this is complete?
Yes, this module, yeah, all of them are what I consider complete.
Let's keep
Yep.
going down a little bit then. And just to show these are all of your products, the backgrounds that
The
are here.
backgrounds, the graphics that are on the buildings, the signage, all of that kind of thing. Yeah, I started that business 17 years ago. You know, it's kind of just a fun thing to do, and it has taken off. And now I sell the stuff worldwide, ship stuff out every week to South Africa, Australia, and
Wow.
there's a guy in Dubai actually that uses the product. He made a whole podcast about my products, and now I'm getting all kinds of orders from the Middle East.
A model railroader in Dubai?
Yeah.
I've never met one from Dubai. That's pretty awesome.
And what's another funny story, a few years ago, I got an order from a guy from Beirut, Lebanon. And then a couple of days later, it was on the front page of our paper that they were having some kind of war and some bombs were shelling in downtown Beirut. And I'm thinking, here's a guy with bombs going off in his city and missiles striking, and he's in his basement working on model trains.
It's a great hobby to take you away from some of the realities of life, I guess
Yeah, you
you might
betcha.
say.
The next 2 that you're looking at here are the latest 2. This is my pandemic project. These 2
Okay.
modules during the heart of the pandemic when nobody could go anywhere. And I decided to do this because, again, I like street running. I love street running, so it comes right down the main street. And this is dedicated. Our club has been going for about 25 years now, and we've had 8 members pass away over the years.
Oh,
So one of them
yeah.
who passed away a couple years ago, Louis Fries, who was one of the founding members of the club. We call this Fries City after him, but all of every one of the 8 people that passed away are commemorated here. Bernard Watkins with Watkins Produce, and the Waltz Arms. Mert Waltz was a member of this club, and a good friend of ours, Brian Curry, who passed away 2 years ago. This building, so you know,
You don't want to have your name on any of these buildings.
that's right. The goal is to keep your name off of Fries City. And you can see the blending of the real modeling of the city scene with these 3D paper structures that are part of my business CDs. And then, of course, the backdrop is all one that I produce from, you know, the images that I have for the business. So
Your backdrops, are they paper? Are they vinyl? What do you?
these right here are vinyl. It's a peel and stick material where we print it on, you peel it back off and just stick it against your background. Some of these are paper that are mounted just a 1/4 inch or so away to give it some kind of a depth. And then, of course, these structures are all about 1 inch deep here. So now it gives it that feeling of being a lot of depth.
I'm just noticing all these details down in here too. How many like figures and stuff do you think are on this layout? Do you have any sense?
No sense whatsoever. Vehicles, figures. no sense of it. Two questions people always ask me. They said, "Boy, how many hours do you have in this?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't.
I don't want to add it up. Yeah.
And then they'll ask me, "How much money do you have wrapped up?" I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Exactly. Don't add it up. Don't add it up. Yeah. Everyone always says you got to make a list for your wife so she knows not to just give it all away. But
well, I get a kick out of the sign I saw in a hobby shop one time. It says, "For an extra $5, we'll give you a receipt for the amount that you told your wife you spent."
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
But I got to say, my wife is a wonderful person who is very supportive of the hobby. She's not into the model railroading, but supports me in it. But she loves the real trains. And anytime we're on vacation, we're riding trains.
Oh, that's
and
fantastic.
She's the one that suggests it sometimes. So that's great.
It
Listen,
is great
talking with you. I'm going to
fantastic.
get back to my booth over here.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
I
Awesome.
appreciate you.
Thank you. There you go. Heard it. That was Bill Brown of Lark Products. He's also, I know him as the Northeast Regional AP chair, but he, as you can see, is quite the modeler. I love all these streets that he's got too, and he's got all these, little vignettes that you can kind of see as you go through the different streets. He just actually mentioned Louis Freeze, who passed away recently. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see this one a little bit better. Maybe. There we go. So this is one of Louis Freeze' modules. You can actually see if we get in a little bit closer. AP chair is the achievement program chair. So every division and every region has an AP chair, and the AP chair is responsible for receiving, documenting all of the AP submissions. So Bill Brown is the Northeast region. So my division, the Sunrise Trail division, feeds up into the Northeast region. Lots of people involved that provide guidance and whatnot. Somebody was asking me the other day about a GG1 running. Here's a GG1 running with, looks like 2 Penn Central baggage cars, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, just kind of taking a slow walk around this. The Stroh building, most of the vendors that I see as I look around, they're all vendors that, I've seen here year after year. Recognize that. That looks like one of the Walthers, what do they call them? Merchants Row. But you can see he's added some window details in there. Dennis, that's the whole goal of my live streams for today, is to keep you from getting sick. So I'm holding this in my left hand, and unfortunately it doesn't show me the time. So if someone wants to keep me honest and let me know when we're getting like 10 minutes out from the YouTube gathering over at Miniprints, I would appreciate that. I'm gonna zoom in here actually. Let's there's a guy sitting on the bridge. Some nice all right, so I got about an hour. Thanks, Dave. It's very different, the Craftsman kits from the other kits. High says it's 5 p.m. Bigger says it's 4 p.m. So I guess that means I missed it already. Lynn, you don't need me to keep you distracted. I think you are pretty good at distracting yourself. And I'm going to need to zoom out again for this one because there is a bridge and there's a whole town down here. I like when the modules have, multiple layers to them. Not, I say that as a guy that's got a shelf layout that is all one level, but I like when they, cut out and make other stuff. Dave, the steamer's outside. Unfortunately, I have no signal out there, so the chances of me being able to video it, it does look like it's all HO. Dennis, definitely looks like it's HO. Just want to zoom in. There's some circus posters on this wall. You know me, always looking for a circus scene or some sort of circus elements. Oh, here we go. I know there are several people here that are going to appreciate this. Royal flush toilets. There's no, what does it say? There is no flush like a royal flush. Keith from CAMP, we ran into him, I think both Friday night and Saturday, so he is on the streams. He's in the back of the Mallory building. Rick, thank you. Much appreciated for the $10 super chat. I love sharing this stuff. Dennis, what do you have on your layout, this facility right here? Or the Royal Flush sign? Yeah, this is definitely a club of some really amazing modelers. Looks like we're coming around to where their yard track is. Got a little yard set up with a passing siding. Pittsburgh is not on the way back from where I'm at, Frank. I think you need to. I think you need to come to the show next year. Is what I think. So this is one vendor that I want to show, and we'll see. Oh, yours is an N scale. Oh, on your N scale layout. So this table I always think is interesting. He's always got a bunch of American flyer stuff. Dave, I was in Chicago for a couple hours like 2 weeks ago. I believe somewhere, oh, there they are. On the other side, he's got some American flyer, like old stuff with in the box. So we'll walk around there in a second. Are there any displays that are interactive? I did see one layout that had, like a push a button to play a sound, but not many. Last night I filmed some video, just just regular video, not on my camera, but trying to get this. Oh, there we go. I did film some video of us operating on the Dry Hill layout yesterday. Wow, look at these are some old. Yeah, John. Don Iris was on Ray Arnaud's Around the Layout. He did a live stream on late last night on both YouTube and Facebook, and Don Iris was saying that he's going to come up with you next year. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that is what Don was saying. So I guess Don gets half of the U-Haul and you get the other half. Is that how it's going to work? Does anyone want an old chemistry set from Gilbert? There you go. So yeah, if you're into the older stuff, these are all the American Flyer stuff that he's got. So Grandpa Rails, what do you think I need to do to get that thumbs up count up? Do I need to maybe do a dance or something? So these down front here are Gilbert, and then these back here are all American Flyer stuff. So Bernard, were these some of the train sets that you used to play with as a kid? Yeah, and the boxes are in great shape too. I mean, all the cutouts and everything are in really, really, really great shape. Yeah, Sherry, I don't know. You'd think we got a bunch of pro YouTubers here, but apparently. I'm just joking around. I like this Northern Pacific one here. I'm a sucker for passenger trains. That is for darn sure. Let's go over a little bit towards RR Circuits. I don't know that I'll be able to actually talk to Dick. Dick usually has a line of people around him asking questions. But RR Circuits does come out to this show every year and brings their offerings. I think his wife's name is Mary, if I'm not mistaken. They run this business out of their home, and it's right now it's primarily all LCC stuff. So. Thank you, Mr. Beethoven. Really appreciate that. Karen, thank you. Okay, Karen. So it's Dick and Karen. Amherst show pricing 15% off. Hey, Dick, I got a live stream going on right now on YouTube. Would you? Can I give you my microphone and have you explain to people what's going on here over at RR Circuits? This is the man himself. If you don't know Dick, you're missing out. Dick's a legend in the hobby, and has this is all his mad scientist work.
Well, actually,
and it works.
This is a new NMRA standard called LCC, which is sort of a companion to DCC. DCC is on the tracks. LCC is everything else. So it's the rest of the layout. And it's a new NMRA standard, so it's available to all different manufacturers. And what we have here is an example. You may run your camera down here. We've got some of our products running on LCC. This is the Train Control System's new command station, which is LCC. This is a Logic Rail Technologies fast clock, which is also LCC. And they're all in the same network, so they all can talk to each other. It's what we call a peer-peer network. There's no master. Everybody has an equal say as far as being able to send information or get information.
Why should I get into LCC over DCC? Like, what does this add?
Can you name one manufacturer that's building a DCC connected occupancy detector?
DigiKeys. DigiKeys has the DR4088CS, which is a current sensing occupancy sensor.
And it's replying over DCC using Railcom?
They do have Railcom enabled devices as well, but this this one isn't Railcom. It doesn't include Railcom.
Essentially, other than Railcom and in some sense maybe transponding from Digitrax, DCC is a one-way bus. It's basically sending data out and power out. The idea with LCC is that it's a peer-peer, completely bidirectional.
So one of the guys watching...
Anybody can talk to anybody. If you're talking about a detector that can talk over DCC, you're talking about a digitized product as a detector and a digitized product as a command station that can talk to it.
It's actually LCC, it's over LocoNet or that's
not over DCC.
Okay. So maybe it is LocoNet then.
My question was, is there any detector that works over DCC? And as far as I know,
right. I think it is
the
LocoNet.
answer is no, unless they're doing Railcom or transponding.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know any detectors that use that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like trying to get a drink out of a fire hose. The DCC, it doesn't really want you to send data the other way.
Right.
The LCC bus, on the other hand, is designed to be completely bidirectional.
Can you show us just some of the products you have here?
Well, what we got here, we got a TCS command station that's using LCC over Wi-Fi to talk from this throttle to their command station, which is then controlling my locomotive over DCC. So let's see, I gotta change the direction here before it comes back.
So one of the commenters
coming back this way, it's being detected with our block detectors, and that information is sent over the LCC bus, which is also being listened to by the signal control modules. And so the signals are changing as that train's moving along. And it's all done through LCC nodes.
Why LCC over LocoNet or over any of the other?
Because a LocoNet signal driver, at least the ones that I've been familiar with, are based on some other product doing the logic.
Say that one more time.
If you have a LocoNet signal driver, it's using JMRI or railroading company or something to control the signals.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
Yeah. So yes.
Yes, you have to. It has to be connected to a computer.
But in this case, I've got JMRI connected to it, but if I unplug my computer, all this stuff still works right, because all the signal logic is in the signal nodes.
And it's all distributed, is my understanding, within each node as well.
Exactly.
So if one node goes down, everything still runs except that one node.
That node, yes.
Yep.
Like if that node, if you want to call it there, that control panel node, is following the occupancy as I come back, as I get it back in this last block, you'll see that last block go occupied. But
LCC has Railcom built in, or it's added, or what's the?
Railcom, we're still working on that part of the standard of how to get the Railcom information sent over LCC. But it's definitely part of the plan. This TCS command station supports Railcom.
Okay.
It's the first U.S. manufacturer that I'm aware of that's doing Railcom.
And I see you have a Digitrax throttle there with a TCS command station. And is that all connected?
Yeah, actually it is. What we've got here is a gateway between the LocoNet and the LCC. So this device here knows how to create a LocoNet slot table, which means that I can plug this throttle into it. The throttle then winds up talking to the gateway, but the output of that gateway is the what we call traction protocol, which is the throttle protocol over LCC. So because that gateway is tied into the bus that the TCS command station is tied into, if I'm using this throttle, it's going over Wi-Fi traction protocol. If I'm using the LocoNet throttle, it's controlling the same locomotive because it's sending the same commands on the same bus.
So if somebody's using Digitrax and wants an easy way into LCC, that's a good way to kind of get into
That would
it.
be an option, yes. If they had some reason why they needed to change command stations.
Yeah.
This gateway also will work not only to cross that way, but if someone has existing LocoNet equipment and want to add it onto their LCC network, or if they have a LocoNet system and want to add LCC devices. It's a little...
Because you used to make a bunch of LocoNet stuff before you did LCC.
We still do to supply our existing customers.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of our nodes will work on either system. Like our detector boards don't care whether they're talking to the LCC network or LocoNet.
Okay. And where can people get all this stuff and get more information? And
they can ask their local dealer. If they can't find it from a local dealer, they can. They can order from us direct. Of course, obviously, from TCS, you go to TCS or one of their dealers.
Right.
For Logic Rail technology, you go to Logic Rail or one of their dealers.
Anything coming out that's not out that you can tell us about?
Yes.
Because LCD's on the edge. I mean, it's pretty new compared to DCC. So
I will tell you this. I'm aware of at least 2 new manufacturers that are involved with products that are involving LCC.
Fantastic.
I won't say who either one of them is because that's probably a little pre.
That's for them to tell.
Yeah, that's for them to tell you. Exactly.
Yeah, that's one of my hesitations of LCC is there's only really 2 commercial manufacturers, TCS and you guys. Whereas, yes, it's an open standard, so anybody can make stuff, and there are people that have made their own home stuff.
There's a lot of guys that have built their own stuff.
Silicon Valley Lines made a lot of their own stuff, but those guys are a lot smarter than I am.
I have my own story about Silicon Valley Lines.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Another guy and I went there to operate trains, and they were in the middle of transitioning to signaling. And it was like halfway. They had paper signals along the tracks for where they hadn't put in signaling, and they had actual mass where they did. And they just said, if you come to a paper stop signal, you have to radio in. If you come to a real signal, you just follow it. So I said to the guy, when you guys were putting in thinking about putting in signals, did you consider using LCC? And he looked at me a little funny and he said, that's what we're doing. And I said, oh, I didn't recognize you guys as a customer. He said, we're not. We're making our own. At which point I realized, of course, the guys at Silicon Valley Lines know more about electronics than I do.
There are some smart guys that James Brazel's a friend of mine.
He said, well, we are using your interface. So
I mean, I'm the kind of guy that needs to buy some of the commercial stuff because I'm not going to make it myself. So, but yeah, the new stuff going into JMRI with the TCS in programming the nodes is definitely making it easier. It's making it more available to the average person like me.
I will say this. I mentioned there's at least 2 others that I know of. One of them is a DCC manufacturer.
Oh, great. Okay.
And the other is a peripheral manufacturer. So once those 2 products are available, you'll see other DCC equipment that uses LCC as their communication standard. And once this other peripheral or accessory manufacturer has his LCC link, you'll be able to use any of his products over LCC.
So the $1 million question that one of my that came up in chat a little while ago, and this might be a better question for Karen, but they said, how did you get Karen involved in all of this? Because most of our partners want nothing to do with our madness that we've created in the basement.
You better ask her.
I should ask her. Okay.
Now she, now obviously we're not spring chickens anymore.
Correct.
And we recognize that we're supplying the majority of the hardware that's available today.
Yes. What
we really want is some company that can take over our product.
Oh, okay.
At least the LCC part.
Okay.
We'll leave the LocoNet stuff to Digitrax if they want it.
Right. Yeah, I do know Jason Wilson, Jason the Train Freak, I know sells your stuff. And
it's not a matter of who sells it. We need somebody that will
to take over the manufacturing.
We've got 5 of us basically involved, and all of us have gray beards except Karen.
So you assemble this all yourself, right? I mean, this is all your. You farm some of the boards out and stuff, but you then put it together.
Boards and stuff like that.
Yeah, but all the testing, all the everything.
We're getting more of it built outside of our shop.
Okay.
We have our own pick and place machines and refill ovens, but our guys, the guys that run them, they're not as old as I am, but it's DOS-based equipment. It's our pick and place machine was built in 2000, I think, or maybe 1999, and so we're moving more to courthouses to build our stuff for us and things like that. So anybody that took over wouldn't have to have a full-blown pick and place and refill oven and manufacturing facility anymore. More and more, we're getting the boards built by board houses and just putting on the parts like connectors and things like that we need ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. I guess I know I've almost bought this, the LocoNet Gateway. I use DigiKeys, however you say it. I've thought about getting this.
DigiKey until I talked to one of the guys and he said
DigiKeys. I know. I don't know. Well, and I don't know if you
actually was a guy from Higher Planet.
Ryan, yes.
Basically, their rep here.
Yeah. So Ryan is one of the sponsors for my channel.
Oh.
So I talk to Ryan all the time. But I've almost bought this from him multiple times. But then some people are saying just get the other one and just use my computer as the interface through JMRI. But
the problem with that option is
if the computer dies,
you have to be running JMRI.
Right.
We had this panel is actually part of a panel that we built for the layout I operate on.
Yep.
And it's one of 3 panels that we during the COVID thing we decided to rewire a major section of our layout with LCC. And the layout's about 50 years old. So we started by flipping all the wiring back to the roadbed and starting over.
So you're a model railroader first, but into the technology side of it, I'm guessing.
Yeah. We got into the whole manufacturing business by building kits of detectors.
Okay.
That's where our CERT-Ckts came from.
I was going to what is the RR? Oh, railroad, I guess. So railroad circuit detectors. Okay.
And it was pretty apparent pretty soon that spending our lives kitting up parts for people to build their own detectors was counterproductive for everybody.
Yeah.
It took us longer and cost us more for the parts than if we did it ourselves. So the next step was to just build them ourselves rather than kitting them and making you build them.
Right.
We already incorporated as CERT-Ckts. So. Then the next step was we decided that building stuff with surface mount parts was a lot less costly than building them with through hole parts.
Yes.
So we retired our reflow oven wave soldering thing, got a reflow oven and a picker place machine.
And if I'm not mistaken, all this machinery you're talking about, this is in your home, right? Or do you guys have a warehouse or a factory?
It's actually added. We added it on the back of our, like, we extended our garage, and that's the shop, and we replaced the back porch with offices.
So there's a shed for the railroad layout, and then a shed for the company.
Layout's in the basement.
In the basement, okay.
Yeah. And it hasn't been worked on for many years.
Oh.
Well, before COVID, I would work on it once a year because I was part of a round robin group.
Yeah.
And that shut down for COVID, and so I had no reason to have to upgrade the layout any. And during COVID, everybody was at home working on stuff, so our sales went up.
Yes, right. More
time working on new products and stuff like that. So yeah, my layout has not progressed a whole lot in the last 4 or 5 years.
So to go back, someone was just asking, you mentioned LCC traction control versus DCC control of the locomotive. Is LCC traction control going to replace DCC?
Control protocol, I'm talking about the LCC messages that go between a throttle and a command station. So the command station is creating DCC to drive this locomotive.
So it is still DCC
on the rails.
On the rails.
Right.
So traction motor control is just between the throttle and the command station, and then it's.
Let me warp your mind a little bit on that.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video again, but let's go for it.
Okay. This throttle is sending. Well, this throttle you'll recognize.
That's sending Wi-Fi.
Right. It will send. It actually is dual protocol. So it supports WeThrottle, which is the JMRI protocol, and so you can use it with anybody's layout as long as it's connected with JMRI. But it also is a native LCC throttle that's using the protocol we call traction protocol.
So it's LCC over IP because it's Wi-Fi connected.
Right.
Okay.
But
yep.
The packets look the same. In fact, if I'm using this throttle, you see the activity on the canvas.
Okay.
And you look at the packets, they're the same.
Okay.
I mean, they're literally the same because that gateway is putting the traction control packets on the bus, which is then being picked up by the TCS command station and turned to DCC. So the two throttles, this one's going over the CAN bus eventually, and this one's going over Wi-Fi.
Hold on though, but CAN bus is NC. Oh no, wait. Oh, CAN bus. Sorry, cab bus is NCC.
CAN bus is one of the buses that the LCC uses, and one is Wi-Fi or Ethernet.
Gotcha. Right. I get confused between CAN bus and cab bus because NC.
That's NC.
But this, you can plug a NC throttle right into this, right?
Yeah, you need to go talk to TCS about that.
You don't like that?
No, last year we had an NCE cab here.
Okay.
Yeah, Ken had an NCE cab and he plugged it in, so we were showing all three cabs tracking the information. Because as I change things on the LocoNet, because it's a wired or a duplex, it can see the changes that are being made by this one. But now let's think about that. The traction control protocol, whatever you want to call it, is not DCC.
Right.
It's information about a loco and what it's supposed to be doing.
Oh.
That command station is just acting as a proxy to a DCC locomotive. But in reality, if you had a locomotive with a Wi-Fi receiver and a decoder of traction protocol.
So why do I need DCC anymore?
In that setup, you wouldn't.
In 2023, should I even buy DCC?
Nobody makes it yet. But if somebody made a traction protocol
decoder,
then this throttle, already purchasable from TCS for the last 2 or 3 years, would drive the locomotive directly.
So TCS is a decoder company. are we saying that
I'm
TCS
not
is?
saying anything about TCS. I haven't even talked to them this year.
I'm trying to push you into it. I'm trying to
You
push you
can't
into
push
it.
me into what I don't know.
Am I taking all day? Karen's looking over here. I'm taking all this time.
What Ken's got is the TCS. I can't remember what the number is. LT50.
I think, is that the LT50 or the UWT50? The LT is the command station.
Right.
Yeah.
The LT50.
Oh, that's that. Okay.
Yeah. So he's running trains with the TCS handheld, but it has LCC connections on the back. And so, as far as the system is concerned, it works the same as the others because it's this common protocol.
Right.
That command station is, it's kind of interesting. The command station board in there is separate from the throttle control board. So the throttle board is talking to the LCC bus, which the other board in the same box is listening to. And so the throttle half of that is sending traction protocol to the LCC bus, which the second board is listening to and converting into DCC to drive the locomotive.
There are 90 people watching right now. I'm hoping at least one of them can explain this conversation to me later. And I mean, you know, using DigiKeys, like I know Ryan and Iron Planet Hobbies, like I'm into that side of it, but this is just like a whole nother level of.
I mean, the whole idea of LCC was to create a bus that was an NMRA standard so that any manufacturer had access to it, that would be useful for the decades of the future. So there's stuff in that protocol that's in there for stuff that we don't have yet as a product, like gateways,
Right.
and,
Yeah.
and routing over the internet from one part of the country to another, and something like that. So you can
Well, and I'm doing that through JMRI. Like people can operate my layout through JMRI, but not
what we're
through
talking about is a protocol that will support that
directly.
without having something as smart as JMRI in the middle.
Right.
So, and the other, like I said, the other big thing to me is that it's manufacturer neutral.
Right. Yeah.
Agnostic, I guess is the word.
Right. You're not paying a license for LocoNet or.
Fee, but we're also not locking anybody else out.
Correct.
And in fact, there's an amazing amount of synergy between the people that are doing LCC.
Right. Like Stuart.
TCS.
Right.
And we're talking to these other two people that I'm not going to mention. So they're not.
What's the name of the companies you're not going to mention?
Railroad circuits and train control systems.
Yeah, no, I'm on the LCC like groups.io and Stuart and BAL. Yeah, they're on there and they're always very helpful. You know, definitely trying to push this out there and make it more readily available to people like me that are, you know, need a little help still configuring nodes and all that kind of stuff.
I think is somebody that knows how to write manuals for this stuff, or somebody that knows how to write software that's more user friendly.
So we need an engineer to English translation.
I'm not sure if that's available in the industry, is it?
No. No. I mean, I don't want to bash Walthers, but we don't want Walthers making instructions because I've seen Walthers get
I don't think
instructions.
you want any of us making instructions. I haven't heard any praise for the instruction manuals for anybody that makes anything.
Well, I actually have a sticker. It's funny you mentioned that. That's a sticker for my YouTube channel, and right on the top there it says "Time to read the instructions." Because too often I get myself into trouble.
It has an outer unwritten part of your channel that says it's time to write the instructions. We have a new product that we're working on, and it turns out it's a bug, so we're not selling it today. It's a 32 signal head driver board.
Okay.
Using a single 3-wire cable to drive all the heads. No manual. I haven't even started on the manual yet.
Do you write the manuals for our circuits?
Yeah. So that's the whole problem with the manuals, is that I write them. You know, I'm not going to ask the guy that runs my pick and place machine to write it. I'm not going to have the other guy that does the firmware installations and stuff to write them.
So what you need to do is you need to write the manual and then ask Karen if she understands what you wrote.
She's too busy trying to get stuff shipped out. The supply guys like Ryan and you know, from Iron Planet and our other dealers, Tony's and Eric and Tony's and stuff like that. We got started, originally thought of selling direct, and then immediately had requests from dealers to sell our products. This is way back when we were doing local buffer only. And, so that's where we got into a situation where our manufacturers sell through our dealer network, but still will sell direct as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a tightrope, because some dealers don't like the fact that as a manufacturer we'll sell to individuals, but there's a lot of individuals that don't have access to dealers. So.
And the only way to program LCC right now is through JMRI, right? So even if you were,
wrong.
Oh, that is wrong. Okay.
And the next building over, there's a company called Deepwood Software.
Yeah, like in the middle of in the middle
of Young Building.
Yep.
He's got a railroad control system that's roughly parallel to JMRI.
Yeah, I saw him over there. Yep.
Well, you can use a CDI from his software.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Have you ever heard of the name Bob Jacobson?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's written an Apple iPhone app that's available. I don't have iPhone, so I can't show you what it looks like. I told Bob, I said, you know, I've been Android and Windows, and you've been Mac and iPhone for ever since we've known each other. I'm almost ready to buy an iPhone so I can run your app.
I know James at SVL is running Bob's app on his iPhone.
That's another way to configure our nodes.
Okay.
In fact, we've made some changes in our CDI on our latest versions that make Bob's iPhone app easier to follow.
Okay.
Because, you know, it just looks at the CDI and tries to present it. But on the iPhone, he's only got a little space to do it.
Right.
And we had originally our event IDs for producers and consumers just said event ID.
Yeah.
Because immediately above it on the JMRI app, it said inputs and outputs. And we said P and C in parentheses, and we didn't really make a big thing of it. When it shows up on Bob's app, it just says event IDs. And it doesn't say whether it's event IDs for the producer or event IDs for the consumer, which is not friendly for the guy that's trying to use it.
Right. Yep.
But the only place that can get changed is in the CDI itself. And so our last update to one of our nodes was to change the CDI so it now says producer event IDs and consumer event IDs, at which point when it shows up in the app, you just scroll to which one you want.
So are you doing the software and the hardware?
No, we've got a programmer in Holland that does our firmware for us.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
But like I said, we all talk to each other.
Yeah.
So far.
So far you do.
So if Bob's got a problem with his app because our CDI that we've got in our product isn't what it should be, then it's on to us to change it to help his app work better.
Right.
And because it's a standard, and we're all trying to do our part on the standard, we try to cooperate that way.
Dick, thank you so much for your time. I see a lot of people over here looking at your stuff.
And wondering why I'm talking to you, not realizing I'm talking to other people.
Well, right, exactly. There's 95 right now, but there'll be a lot more that watch this afterwards as well. So,
I get along with my
It was fantastic. Thank you.
Did ask Karen how we talked to her
I'm afraid to ask Karen. Should I go ask her?
to show.
Thanks, Dick. Thank
I
you.
would go.
Dick was just telling me that I should go ask Karen how he convinced her to be a part of the company. But yeah, I mean, here it is, LCC starter kit, LCC buffer USB, LCC PowerPoint, LCC repeaters. Here they've got right there the LCC LocoNet gateway. So I have not bought anything at the show yet, and this is the first thing that I've kind of said, oh, I might actually buy something. So yeah, Dick's a great guy. You can pick up the phone, call RR-Ckts. Dick will pick up and help you with any of his products. It's I mean, it really is a cottage industry or a cottage business, but I mean, the amount of stuff he supplies is just incredible. Just incredible. So yeah, Tina, definitely check these guys out. I may have to come back for one of those. I may have to come back. Try not to, I guess I could buy stuff on camera, right? It wouldn't be the first time I bought stuff on camera, but so I just thought we'd go over here for a second because this is one of my favorite things of the show. 18 minutes until the meetup. Okay, good to know. I'll run across the street in a second, but I love that there's all these Lionel boxes right under the big orange Howmore and Clydesdale sign. I think it's kind of perfect that they put it right in front of that. This is Grzyboski's Trains from Moosic, Pennsylvania. Got a lot of new Lionel stuff as well as here in the center. We got some older Lionel stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing that I think is really interesting about the Amherst train show, actually, is that is a big mix of, all different scales and everything. So you can really come here and, N scale or HO scale or whatever. It's all here, which is I think pretty unique for this show. I think in a lot of cases, a lot of the shows have their specialties and kind of, stick to that. But yeah, that was a good time talking to Dick. He's a good guy. He's really good guy. He's doing a good thing. As he mentioned, they're looking to sell, bring in, maybe I guess whoever wants to buy it, but potentially bringing in a bigger company to take over. So I'm going to start moving a little quickly because I will lose connection. You might need to refresh before I get to the other building to keep up, but I'm gonna try and make it over to the Better Living Center. Clickety-lick to use the split. Hopefully keep this going. People were asking about the steam locomotive. Let's see if we'll see. There's the. You're saying hold to him. You guys looking at. We're all having fun. Don't get angry. It's all fun.
Yep.
That guy was not happy. So there's the steam locomotive that we kept hearing the bell ring. So we're heading back into the Better Living Center. Oh, that was loud. Yeah, it was kind of funny. The guy was saying, like, hold on. But
My picture.
hold on, but he wasn't saying like hold on to the car or hold on to the people. So I thought the guy was saying hold on to the onto the car. So I started to move forward. As the track's always right by the front door. So these are the guys right at the front door. Oh, here, if people want to know, what is the Amherst Railway Society? Amherst Railway Society is a non-for-profit educational association whose purpose is both to promote the hobby of model railroading and to educate and preserve the history of railroads in the United States. So when you come to this show, the money that's made off of this show is donated to other groups and other organizations. So part of this show is they give back to the community. Ooh, oh, look at this. That's cool. Single track rolling lift bridge from CMR Railroads, CMR Custom Model Railroads. That looks cool. I wonder if they've got any of the N scale stuff here. I don't see it. I kind of want to buy these kits over here. I really want to buy some of these N scale buildings. Being a city guy, being a New York City guy. This is more of the CMR stuff. Look at that bridge. That is a cool bridge. Let's see if the Grandpa Rails. Let's do another bridge cube build and have you guys build that one out. It looks like they got it in N scale and HO scale. Here's the HO scale version.
10 inches on each
Show
side.
special 10% off.
Yes, it's 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides.
Those are some nice. Those are some really nice kits over there. Rick's in. There you go. I'll join and I'll do it in N scale. I would. Oh, actually, let's go. Sorry. You know who I wanted to walk by? I walked by Friday night, but he wasn't. He wasn't there. Oh. Someone with a bigger camera than me. He's probably live streaming as well. If people aren't subscribed, I would subscribe to Cowcatcher magazine. It's a good magazine. Check it out. Just want to support them. They do a really good magazine. So if you like that lift bridge, but you didn't want it in N scale or HO scale, these guys are selling it in O scale. Detailed and weathered. It is a lot more crowded here today. Here's the Micro Trains booth over here. I'm always surprised Micro Trains doesn't bring more stuff. But that's their whole booth right there. ITLA is over on this side. They were doing a demonstration earlier. Wigwag, you need that bridge in G scale, or I need that bridge in G scale? You want some old school kits over here? Sorry about that. Here's these guys got a bunch of kits. Got fast scale model stuff down here as well. Fine scale miniature kits. I believe these are, if I'm not mistaken, these are fine scale miniatures in the original boxes. If I'm not mistaken. Here's some more kits. So, like this table, this is the kind of table that I like seeing at these shows, because it's these mixtures of all of these old kits that you just can't get anymore anywhere. So yeah, I mean, if you're an HO scaler, and some of these kits are are something that fits what you're modeling. I mean, this is the place. I'm always surprised these guys actually still have anything when when I come back the next year. I would think these guys would have sold out already. But yeah, and we're still going. There's still more stuff around the corner here. So yeah, if I was HO, this is probably where I'd be buying some stuff. So I am walking towards the Miniprints booth. I'm in the correct building now. Campbell scale models, anyone? Yes. Yep. They got many of those. 30% off. Model masterpieces. Railway Engineering Agency. I don't know. That's the kind of vendors I like. That's the kind of stuff I like.
Oh, I was gonna photobomb him. Have a good day, guys.
You failed. Are you gonna come over?
I'm shopping.
Come over to Miniprints at noon.
At noon? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a little YouTuber
sweet.
hangout. What did you buy? What'd you buy?
I bought. Okay, so I was trying to cut styrene the other day, and I don't have the right ruler with forks. I bought a ruler, and there's some tweezers in there too.
Is that the only thing you bought at the show so far?
I haven't had a chance to shop, so I'm running around like crazy because I got appointments all afternoon. So,
well, hopefully we'll see you over there at noon.
So have fun looking around the show.
Thanks. We're walking.
That's the thing. You got to program the decoder.
Here's another Mount Blue model company. Looks like if you're into ON30, they got a bunch of ON30 stuff. Michelle is always a joy. Michelle is a great resource for this hobby. Always very, very friendly. The Women in Model Railroading group that they've started is just fantastic. I do want to bring something up, though, because we were talking about it the other day, and it was a little frustrating. But, women in our hobby still have to deal with the creepy guys that are out there. And unfortunately, there are still some people in our hobby that are not very pleasant for certain women model railroaders to be around. So I believe that it's not up to the women to stop that. I believe that it's up to us to step up and, get rid of it in our hobby. But I do know it's something that, the women do deal with. And, they've had to deal with it at this show. The reason this conversation is coming up is that they had to deal with it at this show. And I think we need to do better. We need to do better. Scenic Express over here. Oh, these are actually really cool. This is Island Model Works. They've got all these look like 3D printed quality. Here we go. Those are really cool. So Scenic Express is doing a demonstration here. We got quite the audience watching. Rick, at 8 p.m. tonight, I will be on an Amtrak train, hopefully screaming down from Springfield to New Haven. Hopefully that's the plan. Yeah, I love. Anyway, I was gonna. Yeah, let's just not go there. Bantam Model Works. Here's another. I believe these are ON30 guys as well. Yeah, it says right there. 0 and 3, 0 and 30. Various stuff for all you narrow gauge folks out there. Nancy, what's going on? 5 minutes. I'm walking that way. I am getting closer. I don't want to get there too early though. You know, I don't want to arrive. I don't want to arrive too early, but we'll get there. We're making our way. We're coming closer to the NMRA booth. Hot wire foam factory is in front of me, over in this other direction. Over there. This guy's doing some live streaming again, right? He's got his live stream rig. He's doing his thing back here, doing an interview. This camera is a lot bigger than my camera. I think that's just kind of the way it is, though. Thank you, Sydney, for posting the link, the women's SIG. Why don't I turn this around again, because nobody wants to see me. And we'll take a look at the some of the new offerings. Apparently, these are new offerings from Bachmann, some Dash 9s in G scale. These things are massive. Massive, 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 massive.
Don Sweet, that's who you're going to see. Sweet. Yeah. RCS.
I don't know if I can have one of these run around on my ceiling. I don't think they make the curve. There you go. An EOT for G scale. What's the minimum radius of the Dash 9s? Big, besides big.
We're saying 10. A lot of people say 8. One guy said, I do it on 5. I think that's crazy. But we're saying 10.
10 foot radius.
No.
10.
For some unknown reason, probably LGB, in large scale you talk diameters.
Okay.
10 foot diameter, which is
Okay.
5 foot radius. Maybe that's what the guy meant. 5 foot radius I'll buy. 10 foot diameter, a lot of people say 8 foot diameter, which is LGB number 1600.
So I'm live on YouTube right now, and
That's 'cause you're gonna break a lot of TVs.
I'm being told to tell Ray that Andrew says hi.
Hi Andrew, which Andrew?
Mr. Pictovid.
Oh, hey Andrew.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw me. I was over here earlier. I was actually taking pictures. This is my microphone. I was actually taking pictures of the Dash 9s because Andrew's doing a live stream tonight and asked me to take pictures for the for his live stream.
Right. Take a look inside the UP. You can see the new interface.
So here's the new interface. Covers off.
You can plug anything in there. DCC, battery. Probably you can plug your swimming pool filter in there. I don't know. It's great. It's easy. You'll also want to go see Don Sweet at RCS. He's got one running.
He's got one running.
Yes.
RCO, are they in the Mallory? Or they're in the middle of the Young building?
Not
Okay.
the middle. That's the club. In the near corner of the Young building, you'll see RCS of New England, which is Don Sweet. He's
RCS of New England, Don Sweet. Okay.
He does all my installs at home.
Gotcha.
And he's got one running.
Fantastic.
And he'll show you the Rail Pro, which is amazing. The Rail Pro is the greatest thing. It's got a picture interface.
Yeah.
So you hit the thing and you get a picture of each of your engines. So I want to run the RS, I hit the RS. And then I want to start the motor, I hit the motor. I don't have to remember CVs. I'm old, I'm stupid. I can't remember this
I
stuff.
can't remember either.
You want to ring the bell, you push the picture of the whistle. Oh no, that didn't work. The bell, hey!
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Go see Don.
Will do. Will do.
I was going to say,
Hi, Andrew.
this doesn't look like Miniprints.
So
I was going to say, this doesn't look like the Miniprints booth.
It's not the Miniprints booth, but I should probably be over there. Are you coming with us?
Yes.
Do you want to tell people who you are? Because there might be people who don't know who you are.
Yes. I'm RR-Ckts at Happy Valley Hobbies. And just recently won some swag from StreamYard.
I see that.
I also got the duck. It's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. Hey, wait. I saw a pin on the back there, too.
Yes.
Check that pin out.
Yeah, that pin.
That's
pin
pretty fancy.
Yeah, I got that last year.
I'll give you this year.
Ooh, this year. It's like, I'm going to be running out of stuff.
Let's go over to Miniprints.
Sure.
Oh, wait. I'm being told to come back.
Dash 9s are on the water. They will land by the end of February. So
Okay.
They should be readily available soon after that.
There you go.
Also, order them quick. They're selling well. Order them quick.
You heard that, Andrew? Make sure you mention that tonight on the show. Pre-order them quick. They're going fast.
And we're honoring the initial price till the 1st of February, till the end of January. And they're going to go up a little because they cost more to do them.
Yeah,
We'll honor the price until the end of the month. So if you're seriously going to get one, do it before the end of the month.
Thanks for the tip. Appreciate it. So I'm getting messages saying, Heath, are you going to your own are you going to your own meet and greet or not?
I know.
So should we like sneak up on them? They're over there. They're probably all like.
Do you want to hide behind me?
Yeah. I don't know. I only see Dave Thurber. Oh, there we go. I see some other YouTubers also. I see Sparky. Oh, I see the Pixel Depot. So I'm coming to the YouTuber meetup that I. No, it's aimed the other way. Should I? Oh, which way's yours? Are you streaming too?
Yeah, but I got it back way up here.
So Sparky's streaming over here. So if you want to see the YouTubers meet and greet, you got Sparky there as well.
I don't know if I can make it any smaller or not.
Do you want to make it smaller? Is this part interesting to anybody? We're just hanging out. We're just having fun. We're just doing our thing. I think Sparky, you're gonna stream. You're keeping yours on. All right, go over to Sparky's channel. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Go check out Sparky. We're gonna go hang on his channel. I will be back at I think 2:30. Check my channel. I've got another stream at 2:30. I believe. I think at 2:30. Come back then, and we'll have some more fun. We'll check out some more of the show later this afternoon. But I'm gonna put this down so I can say hello to a couple of people. If there's any mods here, please post up Sparky's link, and I will see everybody at 2:30, which is what, 2.5 hours from now. So from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.